Welcome, welcome to this gentle story. A story not of noise, not of hurry, but of quiet truths. A story of wealth, of abundance, and of the calm, patient journey toward it. As you listen, let your body soften, let your breath slow, let your thoughts drift. This is a time of rest. This is a time of peace. This is a time for wealth wisdom, whispered softly into your night. Tonight, we explore infinite wealth principles, not just lessons, not just ideas, but timeless truths that rest deep within you. Each principle is simple. Each principle is soft. Each principle, when repeated, becomes part of you. Imagine you are sitting beneath a great tree. Its roots stretch deep into the earth. Its branches reach wide into the sky. It is calm here. The air is still. The breeze is soft. And time moves gently. Patience is like this tree. It does not rush. It does not force. It does not demand that the sun move faster, or that the rain fall sooner, or that its leaves grow overnight. It simply waits. It simply trusts. And in its waiting, it becomes strong. It becomes steady. It becomes timeless. Patience builds wealth in the same way, step by step, moment by moment, quietly, calmly, unfolding in its season. As you breathe now, feel the calm rhythm of patience, in and out, slow and soft. With each breath, imagine seeds being planted, tiny seeds of wealth, tiny seeds of opportunity, tiny seeds of abundance. They are not yet trees, they are not yet flowers, they are simply seeds, but in patience, they hold a promise, they hold a certainty, they hold life. And so it is with wealth. It begins quietly, with a single choice, with a single habit, with a single step. Not everything at once, not all in a rush, but gently, slowly, calmly. Patience says, I do not need it now. Patience whispers, it is already on its way. Patience assures, every day, a little more. Wealth does not need to arrive overnight. Like the moon's path across the sky, it rises, slowly, like the river carving valleys. It shapes over time, like the stars shining above. It glows with steady light. When you wait with peace, your wealth grows in silence. When you trust in patience, your abundance deepens without strain. Now, picture yourself tending a garden. The soil is rich. The seeds are planted, you water them softly, you care for them gently, and then you wait. You do not dig them up to check. You do not grow restless. You do not hurry. You simply let them be, because you know, with patience, they will rise. This is the rhythm of wealth. Money grows like gardens. Money multiplies like seeds. Money strengthens like trees, and all it asks is patience. Patience with your habits, patience with your journey, patience with yourself. As you rest tonight, you can let go of hurry. You can let go of pressure. You can let go of rushing. Wealth does not bloom in a single night, but it does bloom, always, in time, with trust, with patience. Feel the calm of this truth, like waves moving slowly upon the shore. Like clouds drifting gently across the sky, like your breath, soft and steady, moving in, moving out. Patience builds wealth, again and again. Patience builds wealth. You do not need to force. You do not need to chase. You do not need to worry. All grows in its season. All unfolds in its time. And the wealth you dream of, the abundance you seek, the freedom you desire, is already on its way. Because you are patient, because you are calm, because you are steady. Imagine yourself walking through a quiet meadow. The grass sways gently in the evening breeze. The sky is painted in soft colors, pale gold, fading blue, hints of lavender. The sun is low, and everything feels unhurried. Here, there is no rush. Here, there is no hurry. Here, there is only patience. Each step you take feels light. Each step feels easy. Each step feels like time itself is walking beside you. Patience is not waiting with worrying. Patience is waiting with trust. Patience is knowing that every step forward, even the smallest one, carries you closer to wealth. Close your eyes in your imagination. See yourself planting not just one seed, but many seeds. Some will sprout quickly, some will take longer, some may surprise you with their growth, but all will bloom in time, because patience cares for them all. Patience allows them to take root. Patience allows them to become strong. And so it is with your wealth. Every coin saved, every choice made wisely, every moment of restraint, when you could have rushed, but instead chose calm. These are seeds, these are roots, these are beginnings. Patience says, I am not empty now, I am growing full. Patience says, I am not without, I am becoming more. Patience says, my wealth is alive, even as I wait. Think of the farmer in the field. He does not plant today and harvest tomorrow. He waits for the sun, he waits for the rain, he waits for the seasons. And in waiting, his field becomes full, his harvest becomes plenty. So too with your wealth. Each day you wait, each day you trust, each day you remain steady. Your wealth is ripening, your future is filling, your abundance is blooming. Now, imagine the sound of water, a river flowing gently, not in haste, not in force, but steadily, constantly, always moving forward. This is wealth in patience. It may seem slow, it may seem quiet, but day by day, it carves valleys. Day by day, it shapes the earth. Day by day, it becomes a mighty force. So to your patience, so to your wealth, so to your life. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strength. Patience is not lack. Patience is fullness in waiting. Breathe in gently, breathe out slowly. Let patience settle into you. Let it soften your thoughts. Let it quiet your heart. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply on time, living in the calm rhythm of patience. Wealth will meet you where you are. Wealth will arrive when it should. And as you rest tonight, you can trust that patience is already building it. Patience is the art of soft growth. It does not demand. It does not chase. It simply allows. As you rest here, let the idea of patience wrap around you like a blanket. Soft, warm, comforting. Every great fortune in history was not built in a single day. Every towering city was not raised in a single night. Every shining oak was once a small seed, waiting, trusting, growing in silence. And so, too, with you. Your wealth does not need to appear suddenly. It does not need to arrive with noise. It can arrive quietly. It can arrive slowly. It can arrive in peace. Imagine the moon above. It does not rush its phases. It waxes and wanes. It becomes full. It becomes new. And yet always, it moves in its rhythm. Always, it completes its cycle. Your wealth is the same. Patience lets it wax. Patience lets it grow. Patience lets it shine at its fullest. Without strain, without fear, without hurry. Now, picture yourself by a calm sea. The waves move in, the waves move out, over and over, steady, gentle, timeless. This is how wealth grows with patience. Each wave brings a little more. Each tide lifts you higher. Each day, without rush, your abundance flows in. You may not see it all at once. You may not feel it in every moment. But patience whispers, it is here. Patience whispers, it is growing. Patience whispers, all things arrive in their season. There is no need to compare. There is no need to chase another's pace. A flower does not look at its neighbor and ask why it blooms faster. It simply opens when the sun touches it. And so will you, and so will your wealth. Feel this calm truth now. Patience is not waiting for wealth. Patience is living as wealth is already here. Patience is walking in peace, knowing that every step, every choice, every moment is already creating abundance. As you drift deeper into rest, let patience be your rhythm, like your breath in and out, slow and soft, unrushed, unhurried, at peace. The wealth you are building is steady. The wealth you are building is sure. The wealth you are building is timeless. And with patience, it will not only arrive, it will last. Patience is not only about time, it is about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust that the seeds you plant will bloom. Even if you cannot yet see the first green leaves, think of the deep earth beneath you. Within it, countless seeds are resting, silent, invisible, but alive, already becoming, already preparing, already moving toward growth. Your wealth is the same. Even when unseen, it is alive. Even when quiet, it is working. Even when invisible, it is taking shape. Patience lets you rest. Patience lets you breathe. Patience tells you there is no need to force. There is no need to rush. There is no need to worry. Wealth grows strongest in stillness. Wealth grows most deeply in time, and every moment of patience makes your wealth more rooted, more steady, more enduring. Now, imagine yourself walking through a vast orchard. The trees stand tall, their branches heavy with fruit, but once, long ago, they were just small saplings. They needed years of care, years of sun, years of rain, and always patience. The harvest did not appear overnight, but it came. It always comes. It comes to those who trust the seasons. It comes to those who walk with patience. And so too will your wealth. It will ripen. It will multiply. It will fill your life like a rich orchard, overflowing in its time. Feel this truth sinking gently. Patience is not empty time. Patience is rich time. Every quiet moment is a builder of wealth. Every waiting day is a day of roots growing stronger. Every calm breath is another step toward abundance. The impatient hand may grasp quickly, but it often grasps little. The patient hand waits open and is filled with more than it could have imagined. So as you rest now, see patience as your companion. See it walking beside you, smiling gently, guiding you softly. Patience says, all is well. Patience says, you are on the right path. Patience says, your wealth is already becoming. Breathe in patience. Breathe out peace. Breathe in trust. Breathe out release. Your wealth is not in the rush. It is in the calm. It is not in the fear. It is in the trust. It is not in forcing. It is in allowing. Patience builds wealth. Patience keeps wealth. Patience multiplies wealth. And patience lets you sleep peacefully tonight. There is a quiet wisdom in patience, a wisdom older than kings, older than empires, older than gold itself. The earth has always known it. The rivers have always known it. The stars above you have always known it. Nothing in nature rushes, and yet everything arrives. The tree does not demand its fruit. It waits, it allows, and the fruit appears. The dawn does not force the sun to rise. It waits, it trusts, and the light returns. The seed does not scream at the soil to open. It rests, it grows, and one day it bursts forth into the air. Your wealth is the same. It is part of this ancient rhythm. It is part of this gentle flow. It does not need your rushing. It needs your trust. Patience is not idleness. Patience is power. It is the quiet strength to remain steady while the world around you hurries. It is the soft confidence to know that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And as you sleep tonight, your patience is working for you in ways you cannot see, in ways you do not need to see. Like the deep roots of a tree, it is holding your wealth secure. Like the steady moon, it is guiding your cycles of abundance. Imagine now a calm candle flame. It flickers softly. It does not burn through in a rush. It glows. It lasts. It lights the night quietly. This is what patience does to your wealth. It makes it steady. It makes it lasting. It makes it glow for years, instead of vanishing too soon. And as you sink deeper into rest, you may hear your own inner voice whispering these truths gently. I allow wealth to come in its time. I do not need to rush what is already mine. Patience keeps me calm. Patience builds my fortune. Patience is my wealth. Let these words circle softly in your mind. Not loud, not forceful, just drifting in, like a breeze through an open window. Patience has always been your ally. It has always been within you. And now, as you sleep, you give it permission to work more deeply. Every breath tonight is a breath of patience. Every moment of rest tonight is a moment of wealth taking root. Every dream tonight is a dream of abundance gently growing. You are safe. You are supported. You are already becoming wealthy. Even here, even now, even in sleep. Because patience is wealth, and wealth is patience. Principle 2. Consistency builds wealth. Wealth is not built in sudden bursts. It is not created in a single day. It is shaped slowly, gently, like water smoothing a stone, like seasons shaping the land. Consistency is the quiet builder. It is the hidden force behind every fortune. It is the steady hand that places one brick after another until the great wall is complete. Think of the rising sun. It does not skip a day. It does not forget its work. It rises again and again without fail. Its consistency brings warmth to the earth, light to the morning, and life to the world. Your wealth asks for the same devotion, not hurried effort, not frantic movement, but gentle, regular steps. A small act, repeated often, creates a future beyond measure. Consider the flowing river. It carves valleys. It shapes landscapes, not with sudden force, but with patient, steady flow. Every drop of water matters. Every moment of persistence matters. This is the power of consistency. Wealth grows in the same way. A single coin saved, a single wise choice, a single repeated habit, done again and again, becomes a mountain of abundance. Consistency is not about speed. It is about rhythm, a steady rhythm that keeps you moving forward, even when progress feels small. A steady rhythm that keeps you aligned with your wealth, even when results are not yet visible. Now, imagine yourself walking a long garden path. The path is lined with flowers, fresh and bright. Each step you take, you pass another bloom. Step by step, you travel further. Step by step, the path opens. This is consistency. Small steps, but taken again and again, until you realize you have walked miles, until you realize you have arrived. As you rest tonight, you may feel the truth of this. It is not one grand leap that builds your future. It is the quiet, repeated steps. The steps you take without fanfare. The habits you follow when no one is watching. The gentle rhythm that carries you forward, day after day. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. The flame that burns to bright flickers and dies, but the flame that burns steadily lasts through the night. Your wealth is like that flame. It does not need to roar. It only needs to glow steadily, faithfully, reliably. And as you breathe tonight, you're practicing consistency. Each breath, calm and even. Each breath, a steady rhythm. Each breath, a reminder that wealth grows best when life is steady and calm. Repeat these truths softly in your mind. I build wealth through small, repeated steps. My steady habits create lasting abundance. Consistency makes me strong. Consistency keeps me aligned with wealth. Each day, I move forward in gentle rhythm. Rest in these words. Let them carry you like a lullaby. Let them remind you that nothing is wasted. Every effort, every choice, every repeated action is a thread in the fabric of your wealth. Consistency is like the gentle ticking of a clock. It is the sound of progress, quiet, steady, always moving forward. One tick alone seems small. One tick alone is easy to ignore. But 1,000 ticks, 1,000,000 ticks, measure the passing of hours, the passing of days, the growth of a lifetime. So it is with your habits. One action today may feel too small to matter. One choice may feel invisible. But as the days pass, as the weeks pass, as the years pass, those small actions gather. They collect, they compound, and they create a life of wealth and peace. Imagine planting a single seed in a field. At first, it seems like nothing, a small motion, a small gesture. But then imagine planting a seed every day, day after day, season after season. With time, the field is no longer empty. It is alive with growth, green with life, abundant with harvest. This is the way consistency works, not through force, not through sudden bursts of effort, but through faithful repetition, through returning again and again to what matters most. Consistency is not glamorous, it is not loud, it does not shine in the moment, but it endures, it remains. It keeps you on the path when excitement fades, when motivation fades, when the world becomes quiet. Consistency is stronger than motivation. Motivation rises and falls like the tide, but consistency is the shore. It is always there. It does not disappear. And as you breathe tonight, you are practicing consistency already. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. A rhythm, a steady rhythm that carries you deeper into calm. Think of a craftsman shaping wood. He does not strike once and walk away. He returns each day, working carefully, polishing, smoothing, until the piece becomes art. Think of a writer creating a story, not with one sentence, but with many, day after day, page after page, until the story is whole. Think of an investor, not rushing, not chasing, but quietly saving, quietly investing, quietly watching wealth grow, year after year, compounding, expanding, until the fortune stands tall and unshakable. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the builder of empires. It is the weaver of wealth. It is the force that turns vision into something you can hold, something you can live, something you can pass on. Now imagine your life as a path through a forest. Each step you take is small, but each step matters. Walk it once, and you may not notice the change. Walk it daily, and soon a trail appears. Walk it 4 years, and the trail becomes a road. And along this road, your wealth grows beside you. As you sink deeper into rest, remind yourself gently, my wealth grows with each repeated choice. Consistency is my strength. I do not rush. I remain steady. Day by day, I am building my fortune. Every habit, every step builds my future. Let these words echo softly, like footsteps on your forest path. Steady, calm, never hurried, always moving forward. Consistency is like the moon rising at night. It does not miss its place in the sky. It does not forget its glow. It arrives faithfully, casting its silver light across the world. The moon does not rush. The moon does not stumble. It simply returns, night after night, keeping the rhythm of the heavens. So it is with your own habits. A faithful rhythm, a gentle returning, a steady glow. Think of the waves of the ocean. They do not stop. They do not cease. Each wave seems small, but together they shape the coast. Each wave leaves its mark. Each wave is part of a larger pattern. Your wealth, too, is shaped this way. Each effort leaves its mark. Each choice belongs to the larger whole. Each day matters. Each small step matters. Consistency carries a hidden power. It compounds. What begins as small becomes vast. What begins as fragile becomes unshakable. What begins as invisible becomes undeniable. Consider a child learning to play music. At first, the notes are uneven. At first, The sound is uncertain, but with daily practice, the hands grow confident, the music grows clear, the song emerges. This is the gift of consistency. Consider a tree in the forest. It does not grow overnight. It does not demand to be tall. Each day, it stretches a little higher. Each season, its roots reach a little deeper. And one day, without noticing, the sapling has become a towering oak. Steady growth, silent strength. And so it is with wealth. Not sudden, not rushed, not born of one single act, but of many gentle acts repeated over time, with care. Tonight, as you rest, allow yourself to feel this rhythm. Allow yourself to trust it. Consistency will carry you, even when you do not notice it, even when the progress feels slow, even when the change is quiet. You may not see the results today, you may not see them tomorrow, but each step is carried forward, each step is remembered, each step is part of the larger story. Consistency asks little, it only asks that you begin, and that you return, again and again, faithfully, calmly, quietly. It is not the size of your actions that matters, it is the return, the daily return, the steady hand, the reliable heart. Your wealth does not need fireworks, it does not need noise, it asks for stillness, it asks for calm, it asks for you to continue, step by step, day by day. Breathe without thought, one breath in, one breath out, one step taken, one step repeated. Inhale, exhale, forward, steady. Repeat softly in your mind. Each day I return to my path. My wealth is growing quietly, consistently. My steps may be small, but they are faithful. I trust the rhythm of my habits. Consistency builds my future. Let these words circle in your thoughts. Gentle, slow, like the turning of the stars. Consistency is like the rising sun. Every morning, without fail, the light returns. It may be hidden by clouds, it may be softened by mist, but it is always there, faithful, reliable, certain. So it is with the actions that build your life. They may not shine every day, they may not feel powerful every day, but they are there, quietly at work, bringing light, bringing growth, bringing change. Wealth is not built in a single moment. It is not created in one stroke of luck. It is born of 1,000 small actions, stacked together, layer upon layer, until something unshakable stands. Think of water dripping on stone. One drop alone does nothing, but drop after drop, day after day, year after year, the stone is shaped, the path is carved, the landscape is transformed. This is the silent strength of consistency. It does not need to rush. It does not need to shout. It simply endures. It simply continues. And so your wealth is shaped, not by what you do once, but by what you return to, not by sudden bursts, but by faithful rhythm. Picture yourself placing a single coin in a jar. At first, the jar is nearly empty. It looks unchanged. But each day, you place another coin. Each day, the sound of a small drop echoes. And over time, the jar grows full. The weight increases. The abundance is visible. All from one small, repeated act. Now imagine yourself as a gardener. Each morning, you water the soil. Each morning, you tend the plants. One day, the flowers bloom. Another day, fruit appears. And one day, the garden is alive with color, alive with fragrance, alive with abundance. Not from rushing, not from force, but from consistent care. Consistency is not about perfection. It does not demand that you never falter. It does not demand that you never miss a day. It asks only that you return again and again and again. The greatest fortunes have been built this way, not in sudden storms, but in steady seasons, not in chaos, but in quiet order, not in one grand moment, but in thousands of faithful steps. Breathe again, steady, slow. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You are already practicing consistency. With every breath, with every heartbeat, remind yourself gently, my habits are like seeds, and consistency is the sun and rain that nourish them. My fortune grows slowly, steadily, without fear. Every day I return to what matters most. I am patient, I am steady, I am consistent. As you drift further into rest, you can let go of the need to hurry. You can let go of the need to see results instantly, for consistency is already carrying you. It is already working, even while you sleep. Consistency is like the turning of the seasons. Winter gives way to spring. Spring blossoms into summer. Summer ripens into autumn, and autumn prepares the way for winter again. The cycle repeats. The rhythm endures, and though each day may seem small, each day belongs to something larger. So it is with your efforts. A day of saving, a day of investing, a day of working with care. Each day joins with the next, until a season of wealth is formed. Wealth is not sudden, it is seasonal. It ripens, it matures, it flows with the passage of time. Consistency builds a foundation. It lays stone upon stone until a wall is formed. It lays beam upon beam until a house is raised. It lays choice upon choice until a life of abundance is built. Think of the river flowing. It does not pause. It does not rush. It simply continues over rocks, through valleys, across the land. The river carves its way by persistence, by never stopping, by always returning to its course. So too can you carve your future, not by force, not by sudden power, but by steady flow, by faithful return. Every great fortune, every enduring success is born of rhythm, born of repetition, born of trust in the process. Close your eyes and picture yourself walking a quiet path. Each step feels small, each step feels simple, but step after step, you move forward. The path stretches behind you, marked by your footprints. You may not notice the distance you've traveled, but you have moved far, and with every step, you move closer still. That is consistency, a gentle walk, one step at a time, not rushing, not leaping, just walking faithfully, quietly. Consistency builds habits, and habits build wealth. When you return each day to small actions, they become part of you. They become natural. They require little effort. They become the rhythm of your life. It is not willpower that carries you. It is not bursts of energy that sustain you. It is rhythm. It is returning. It is the simple choice to show up again. Think of brushing your teeth. It is a small act. It takes little time, but done daily, it keeps your health. It protects you. It saves you from pain. Wealth, too, is like this. Protected by daily choices, guarded by steady acts, grown by faithful habits. Consistency also protects you from fear, for when you act daily, fear has less hold, uncertainty has less grip. You know that you are moving forward, even if slowly, even if gently. Each day you save a little, each day you learn a little, each day you grow a little, and this little becomes much. Repeat softly, I do not need to rush, I do not need to see everything at once. My steps are enough, my rhythm is enough, my consistency carries me. Now imagine yourself planting seeds. One here, one there. Each day, you plant a few more. At first, the soil looks the same. At first, nothing changes. But beneath the surface, life begins. Roots stretch, sprouts push upward. And then, one day, the field is alive with green, all from small, repeated planting. This is how fortunes are grown. This is how abundance is created, not by one seed, but by many, not by one day, but by countless days, not by a single act, but by the return. Consistency is quiet strength. It does not need to be noticed. It does not need to be praised. It simply works, silently, faithfully, always. Consistency is like the heartbeat. Steady, endless, reliable. Without the heartbeat, life cannot be sustained. Without rhythm, there is no flow. So too with wealth. Without steady rhythm, there is no growth, no protection, no stability. But with rhythm, gentle, faithful rhythm, life expands. Abundance takes root. The richest gardens are not created overnight. They are tended slowly. Seeds are planted. Soil is watered. Weeds are pulled. And over time, beauty emerges. Fruit ripens. Harvests come. Each act small. Each act simple, but all acts combined create something abundant. Picture yourself in such a garden. The morning is soft, dew rests on the leaves. You walk slowly between the rows, placing water here, removing a stone there. The work is quiet, the work is gentle, and yet, with each morning, the garden flourishes. This is the lesson of consistency. Wealth is a garden. Your actions are the tending, your patience is the soil, your rhythm is the rain, and your faith is the sun that warms the earth. You may look at others who chase storms, who rush to find shortcuts, who plant too many seeds at once, who abandon their fields when growth is slow. But you are different. You walk gently, you return daily, and your garden grows strong because of it. Consistency does not chase. Consistency does not hurry. It builds slowly. It builds surely. It builds in ways that cannot be undone. Imagine the mason building a wall. Each stone is small. Each stone is placed carefully. One stone by itself is not much, but one stone upon another becomes a wall, and one wall upon another becomes a fortress, and the fortress stands strong, unshakable, because it was built not in a rush but in faithful rhythm. So it is with your fortune. It is not made in haste. It is built stone by stone, action by action, day by day. Every coin saved is a stone. Every wise choice is a stone. Every habit formed is a stone, and together they build a fortress that protects you. Let yourself breathe softly through your own rhythm. The slow inhale, the gentle exhale. This is the essence of consistency. You're practicing it now, and you will carry it with you tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. Consistency makes the impossible possible. It turns dreams into realities. It transforms weakness into strength. It transforms scarcity into abundance. It transforms chaos into harmony. Repeat softly in your mind, my wealth grows because I return daily. My fortune builds itself quietly. Each step I take is a brick in my foundation. I am steady. I am faithful. I am consistent. Even when results are not visible, they are forming. Even when growth is hidden, it is happening. Even when progress feels slow, it is steady. For consistency is never wasted. It is never lost. It is never without effect. Think of the ocean waves. Each wave seems small. Each wave seems the same, but wave upon wave, over years, over centuries, the shoreline is carved. Cliffs are shaped. Beaches are formed. The landscape itself is changed. So too does consistency shape your life, not in one instant, but in countless moments, not in one surge, but in endless rhythm, not in noise, but in silence. Consistency is not about doing everything. It is about doing something small, something meaningful, something that returns day after day. Wealth is not a race. It is not a chase. It is a rhythm, a flow, a return. And in this gentle truth, there is peace. You do not need to hurry. You do not need to see all at once. You need only return. Return to what matters. Return to the habits that serve you. Return to the rhythm that carries you. Consistency is a gentle whisper. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. And yet, it changes everything. Think of the moon above the sea. Night after night, It pulls at the tides. Sometimes the tide is high, sometimes it is low, but the pull never ceases. It is quiet, it is unseen, but it is always there. Your wealth, too, is guided by such a pull. Each consistent action is like gravity, shaping your destiny quietly, reliably, without rush, without noise. The greatest fortunes are not built on chance. They are built on rhythm, the steady rhythm of saving, the gentle rhythm of investing, the faithful rhythm of learning, the quiet rhythm of patience. Imagine your life as a long journey down a river. If you paddle furiously for a short time, you may surge ahead, but you soon tire. The boat slows, the progress fades. But if you paddle slowly, steadily, with gentle strokes, the river carries you. You move forward with ease. You arrive where you are meant to be, without exhaustion, without force. This is the secret of consistency. Small strokes, small steps, small moments, all flowing together, carrying you to your destination. Think of the writer who writes one page each day. At first, the pages are few, but each morning, each evening, the writer returns. One page becomes 10 pages become 100, 100 become a book, and one book may shape the world. Not because the writer rushed, not because the writer forced, but because the writer returned, day after day, page after page. So too, wealth is a story you are writing. Each choice is a word, each action is a line, each day is a page, and consistency is what turns the pages into a book. Your book, your fortune, your legacy. You may rest tonight knowing this. You do not need to finish the book in one sitting. You need only write a little each day. You need only return to the page, and the book will finish itself as the days gather, as the words flow, as time unfolds. Consistency also teaches trust. When you are consistent, you trust yourself. You learn that you can rely on your own actions. You learn that you can return, even after a pause. You learn that you can create something lasting. This trust builds confidence. It builds stability. It builds wealth, not only in money, but in spirit, in discipline, in calm. Let your breath steady again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Consistency is already within you. It is written into your breath. It is written into your heartbeat. It is written into your days. And so your fortune grows. Slowly, surely, quietly, faithfully. Repeat softly in your mind. I return each day, and wealth returns to me. I build my fortune with rhythm and care. My progress is steady, and my foundation is strong. I am consistent. I am patient. I am abundant. Every tree in the forest began as a seed. Every mountain was lifted grain by grain. Every ocean was filled drop by drop. And your wealth, too, is built this way, not in a single moment, not in a single act, but in the countless, faithful moments that repeat, and repeat, and repeat again. Consistency is like the beating of a drum in the distance, steady, endless, soothing. It does not rush, it does not falter, it simply continues, and in its continuation, it creates music. Your wealth, too, is music. Each action you repeat is a note. Each choice you return to is a sound. Each day you rise again is a rhythm. And over time, a song emerges. A song of abundance. A song of stability. A song of calm prosperity. When you plant a seed in the earth, you cannot force it to grow overnight. You water it. You tend it. You trust it, and with consistency, with gentle care, the seed breaks the soil, the stem rises, the leaves unfurl, and the fruit comes forth, not from rushing, not from force, but from patience and steady return. Consistency is the opposite of chaos. Chaos is random, chaos is unpredictable, chaos builds nothing that lasts, but consistency builds foundations. It lays brick upon brick, stone upon stone, until a house stands, until a home is safe, until a legacy endures. Consider the builder. One day, they lift a brick. The next day, they lift another. At first, there is only a wall, but day after day, brick by brick, the house rises. The house is built. The family enters. Generations are sheltered, and it all began with one brick, lifted consistently. So too with wealth, one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one return at a time, and before you know it, the foundation is strong, the house of your fortune is built. Consistency is also forgiving. It does not demand perfection. It does not punish you for missing a day. It only asks, return. Return again. Return as the tide returns. Return as the dawn returns. Return as your breath returns. And when you return, the work continues. The seed still grows. The house still stands. The wealth still builds. Consistency teaches you that success is not a destination. It is a rhythm. It is a practice. It is the quiet art of showing up. Imagine a candle in the night. If you light it once and blow it out, the darkness remains. But if you light it each evening, night after night, soon the flame becomes part of the room. It becomes expected. It becomes a presence. Your wealth is such a flame. Keep lighting it. Keep tending it. Keep returning. Consistency also compounds. One action repeated is not just one. It is multiplied. It gathers momentum. It gathers force. It becomes something greater than itself. $1 saved today may seem small, but saved again tomorrow, and again the next day, it grows. It earns interest. It multiplies. It becomes more than $1. It becomes a fortune, all from quiet repetition. And so you may rest tonight in peace, knowing that wealth is not a race. It is a rhythm. It is not about sudden gains. It is about steady growth. It is not about bursts of energy. It is about faithful return. Breathe with me now. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Consistency is already alive in your breath. It is already alive in your heart. It is already alive in your spirit. And so as you drift further into rest, you may softly affirm, I am steady and my wealth is steady. I build my life with rhythm and patience. I return again and again, and abundance grows. My habits are seeds, and my consistency is the sun. I am consistent. I am faithful. I am abundant. Sleep now, wrapped in the certainty of rhythm. Sleep now, held by the power of repetition. Sleep now, knowing that your fortune grows with every faithful return. For consistency builds wealth, always, quietly, faithfully, and endlessly. Principle 3. Focus builds wealth. Focus is like a beam of light. When scattered, the light is soft and unfocused. It brightens a room, but it cannot burn. It cannot cut. It cannot change what it touches. But when that same light is gathered into a single point, when it is concentrated, it becomes powerful. It can light a fire. It can carve through stone. It can transform matter itself. So it is with your attention. So it is with your wealth. Many people scatter their energy. They run in many directions. They chase to many paths. They plant seeds in 100 gardens, but water none of them long enough to bloom. And so their growth is thin. Their harvest is meager. Their fortune slips away like sand in the wind. But when you focus, you gather your power. You bring your strength into one steady stream. You stop scattering and you begin building. Focus is not about doing everything. It is about choosing what matters. It is about giving energy to the few things that bring the greatest growth. Think of a magnifying glass held in the sun. If you move it constantly, the light scatters. The fire never starts. But if you hold it still, if you let the light collect, soon the spark comes alive. Soon the flame begins, and soon the fire spreads. Wealth grows the same way, not from moving endlessly, but from focusing faithfully, not from chasing everything, but from mastering one thing at a time. Imagine yourself walking through a vast forest. There are many paths. Each path looks inviting. Each path calls to you. But if you wander from one to another, you never reach the clearing. You never arrive at the open field. But if you choose one path and keep walking, you reach the destination. The clearing is yours. The horizon opens. The view expands. Focus is a gift. It simplifies life. It quiets noise. It removes distraction. It gathers you into wholeness. Your wealth, too, requires this gift. When you focus, you know where your money goes. You know where your energy flows. You know which actions are planting the future and which are scattering the present. Take a breath now. Inhale slowly. Exhale gently. Feel your breath as focus. It enters in one stream. It leaves in one stream, not scattered, not broken. One line, one rhythm. And so wealth grows. In one rhythm, in one line, in one focus. Repeat softly in your mind. My focus builds my fortune. My attention gathers my strength. When I choose what matters, abundance follows. I am calm. I am centered. I am focused. Focus is the art of saying no. When you say no to distractions, you say yes to clarity. When you say no to scattering, you say yes to building. When you say no to noise, you say yes to harmony. Wealth is never built in fragments. It is built in steady lines, in repeated steps, in chosen paths, and each step requires focus. Imagine water flowing down a mountain. When it spreads too wide, it becomes a shallow stream. It touches many stones, but it carries little power. But when the water narrows, when it cuts into the rock, it becomes a river, and a river carves valleys. A river shapes the earth. A river holds power, because it is focused. Your energy is the same. When scattered, it is light. When focused, it is strong. When scattered, it drifts. When focused, it moves mountains. Focus does not rush. It does not panic. It does not chase. It simply stays. It stays on the task. It stays on the path. It stays on the dream. And by staying, it succeeds. Many dreamers begin with energy, but lose it when they scatter. They invest here. They chase there. They start many journeys, but finish none. And their fortune slips away. But the focus builder is different. They choose one stone, they lay it. Then they choose the next, they lay it. Brick by brick, stone by stone, line by line. They raise a temple of wealth, not quickly, not carelessly, but with steady focus. So ask yourself gently, where's my focus? Am I scattering, or am I gathering? Am I chasing, or am I choosing? Am I running in circles, or am I walking the path? And as you rest tonight, you may allow your mind to simplify. You do not need 100 tasks. You do not need 1,000 choices. You only need focus. Focus on one step. Focus on one path. Focus on one seed, and let it grow. Wealth is like a garden. If you plant into many places, you cannot tend them all. The weeds will overtake them. The soil will dry. The harvest will be thin. But if you focus on a few plants, if you water them daily, if you nurture them deeply, the harvest will be rich. The fruit will be sweet. The abundance will be lasting. Focus is love. To focus is to care. To focus is to give your whole presence. To focus is to honor what you value. And wealth responds to such focus. It grows where attention rests. It expands where presence flows. Take another slow breath. Feel the air enter. Feel the air leave. One breath in, one breath out. Nothing scattered, nothing broken, only focus. Repeat softly in your mind, I give my attention to what matters. I focus on the habits that build my fortune. I release distraction. I release scattering. I am steady. I am centered. I am focused. Focus is not loud. Focus is not dramatic. Focus does not arrive with noise, nor does it demand attention through force. Focus is quiet. Focus is gentle. Focus is steady. And yet, within its stillness, within its calmness, focus holds the greatest power. Think of the sun, high above the sky. It shines upon the earth every day. It covers mountains, oceans, forests, and deserts. Its rays fall upon stone and soil, upon rivers and fields, upon cities and empty lands alike. It spreads itself everywhere, and yet, in spreading everywhere, it does not burn, it does not pierce, it does not cut through. It is warm, it is light, it is life-giving, but it does not transform matter. Now imagine that same sunlight, gathered into a single line, a beam brought together, a ray narrowed to one sharp point. That point can burn, that point can ignite, that point can turn wood into flame, metal into fire, stone into heat. That point transforms the world. The only difference is focus. Wealth, too, is like light. When spread across to many things, it warms, but does not grow. It comforts, but it does not multiply. But when directed, when given one path, when held steady upon one vision, wealth gathers strength. It begins to ignite. It begins to burn with possibility. It begins to transform. Focus is the reason some succeed, where others remain scattered. Focus is the reason some build, while others only dream. Focus is the secret line between a wish and a reality, between a plan and a fortune. And so you may ask yourself tonight, as you rest, as you breathe, as your body softens, where has my focus gone? Has it been scattered across to many things? Has it been pulled into many directions? Has it been lost in the noise of life? Or has it been gathered, quietly, gently, toward what I value most? You may picture yourself standing in a wide field. Before you are many paths. Some are short, some are long, some are winding, some are straight. Each calls to you, each whispers for your attention, but you cannot walk them all. If you try to walk them all, you go in circles. If you try to take every path, you reach nowhere. But if you choose one, just one, and you walk it with patience, you arrive. You arrive at the clearing. You arrive at the horizon. You arrive at the place you were meant to reach. That is focus. It is not about doing everything. It is about doing one thing well. It is not about chasing all directions. It is about choosing the right direction. It is not about touching 100 lives lightly. It is about touching a few deeply. It is not about scattering your wealth thin. It is about planting it where it grows. Focus builds wealth because wealth grows where attention rests. If your attention is on consumption, then consumption expands. If your attention is on waste, then waste multiplies. But if your attention is on growth, then growth answers. If your attention is on saving, then saving grows. If your attention is on investing, then investing multiplies. If your attention is on building, then building begins to rise. Focus is not just about money. It is about the whole of life. Where your focus goes, life flows. A gardener knows this. If they scatter their energy, if they plant seeds in every field, but water none of them, then nothing grows. But if they choose one garden, if they water it daily, if they care for it gently, if they give it attention, then in time, the harvest is rich, the fruit is abundant, the beauty is lasting. And so, wealth too is like a garden, not many, but one or few, not scattered, but chosen, not half-tended, but cared for with focus. Now breathe slowly again. Feel the inhale enter gently. Feel the exhale leave softly. Notice how even your breath is focused. One stream in, one stream out. Not rushed, not scattered, but flowing, steady, centered. Focus is the rhythm of life itself. It is the reason rivers carve valleys. It is the reason roots grow deep. It is the reason stars burn bright. It is the reason fortunes are built. Let your mind rest in this thought. I am focused. I choose with care. I give energy to what matters most. I walk the path I have chosen. My focus builds my fortune. Focus is a kind of protection. It shields you from noise. It shields you from distraction. It shields you from the temptation of many paths, and instead, it keeps you steady upon one. Without focus, wealth slips through your hands like water. With focus, wealth gathers like drops forming a river. A river is made not from a single drop, but from countless drops flowing in one direction, not scattered, not confused, not lost to the air, but gathered, unified, and moving as one. This is what focus does. It turns scattered effort into power. It turns scattered wealth into fortune. It turns scattered time into legacy. You may see yourself by that river now. You hear its soft flow. You see its endless current. Every drop matters. Every drop joins the stream. Every drop adds to its strength. So too with your wealth. Each dollar saved is a drop. Each dollar invested is a drop. Each wise choice is a drop. Each act of discipline is a drop. And together, they become the river that carries you forward. But what if those drops were scattered? What if they were spilled upon the ground? What if they fell upon dry soil, never to join the river? They would be lost. They would be gone. They would never build. And so too does scattered focus lose its wealth. Focus gathers. Focus multiplies. Focus builds. Imagine yourself with a lantern in your hand. It glows softly in the night. It lights your path. It helps you see just enough to walk forward. That is focus. It may not show you the whole journey, but it shows you the next step, and the next step, and the next step after that, until, before you know it, you have arrived at the place you dreamed. Without focus, you wander in the dark. With focus, the way is clear, and it is the same with wealth. Focus says, let me choose one goal. Let me give myself fully to this. Let me finish before I begin another. And in finishing, in completing, wealth is built. The unfocused person begins many things, but leaves them undone. They start, they stop, they start. Again, they scatter their energy. They scatter their resources, and nothing grows. The focused person begins and keeps going. They walk steadily, step after step, year after year, toward the goal they chose. And in time, they arrive. You may feel this in your own breath. If you scatter it, if you hold it, if you rush it, your body grows tense. But if you focus it in, out, then calmness comes. Your chest relaxes, your shoulders soften, your heart steadies. Focus brings peace. And wealth is not only about numbers, it is about peace. The peace of knowing where your path leads. The peace of trusting that your energy is not wasted. The peace of walking with clarity instead of confusion. Focus tells you, you do not need everything. You need only what is yours. You do not need every path. You need only the one you choose. You do not need to chase all wealth. You need only to build your own. And so, tonight, as you rest, let focus guide you. Let it narrow your thoughts. Let it soften your worries. Let it choose for you what truly matters, and let the rest drift away like clouds across the sky. Because in the end, focus builds wealth, and wealth built with focus lasts. Focus is not loud. It is not hurried. It does not shout or rush. Focus is quiet. It is calm. It is steady, like a flame in still air. That flame does not flicker, because there is no wind of distraction. It does not burn out, because it is protected by care. It shines softly, always, lighting the way forward. Think of your life as a garden of time. Each hour is a seed. Where will you plant it? If you scatter your seeds too thin, Some fall on rocky soil, some fall on dry ground, and few grow strong. But if you place them with focus, if you tend them carefully, if you give them sunlight and water, your garden flourishes, and what begins as a single plant becomes a forest of wealth. Focus means tending. Focus means returning each day. Focus means staying with what you began long enough to see it bloom. You may picture a sculptor with a block of marble. They do not strike it once and walk away. They do not tap here, tap there, then leave it unfinished. No, they stay. They return again and again, chip by chip, stroke by stroke. They focus on shaping the stone, and from that focus, a statue emerges. A masterpiece is born. Wealth is sculpted in the same way, by staying with it, by giving it time, by giving it presence. Now, let us take a slow breath together. Breathe in, hold gently, and breathe out. Notice how even your breath requires focus. When you give attention to it, it slows, it deepens, it brings rest to your body. And in the same way, focus brings rest to your mind, because you no longer chase 100 things. You choose one, and in choosing, you find peace. Focus is trust. It is trusting that one path is enough. It is trusting that one seed will grow. It is trusting that one river will carry you. And this trust makes your energy whole. This trust makes your wealth whole. Without focus, wealth leaks away. It seeps through distractions. It drains into waste. It vanishes in confusion. But with focus, wealth gathers. It pulls. It strengthens. It grows. Imagine a magnifying glass. If it spreads light everywhere, the light is soft and warm. But if it focuses the light, it becomes powerful. It becomes fire. It changes the material it touches. And this is the power of your focus. Your attention is light. Your energy is light. And when it is focused, it has power to change the world around you. Now repeat softly, like a lullaby to yourself. I am focused. I give my presence to what matters. I build wealth by staying steady. My focus creates peace and prosperity. Say it again, slowly, gently, letting the words settle in your heart. I am focused. I give my presence to what matters. I build wealth by staying steady. My focus creates peace and prosperity. As you rest tonight, your dreams may reflect this. Focus. You may find yourself walking a clear path. Not many roads, not many turns, just one path, lined with trees, soft with grass, lit with gentle sunlight. You walk calmly. You are not lost. You are not hurried. You know where you are going, and with each step, your wealth builds quietly around you, because this is what focus does. It clears the path, it guides the step, it builds the wealth. Focus is not about doing more, it is about doing less, with more depth. It is about going deeper, into one thing, instead of spreading thin across many things. It is about nurturing a single flame, instead of lighting many matches that burn out too soon. You may imagine yourself as a traveler in a wide forest. There are many paths before you. Some look bright, some look exciting, some look easy. But if you chase them all, you walk in circles, you tire yourself, you end up back where you started. But when you choose one path and walk it with patience, you discover hidden meadows, you discover rivers, you discover mountains, you discover treasures that only appear to those who stay. Focus reveals what is hidden, because only the steady eye sees, only the returning hand finds, only the loyal heart receives. And so wealth, like the forest, opens its secret doors to those who focus. Picture now a candle flame. One candle in a dark room fills it with warmth. Now picture many scattered sparks. They burn bright for a moment, then fade. The candle endures, the candle stays, and, over time, the candle lights the whole space. This is your focus. Your focus is the candle. Your wealth is the light it gives. take another slow breath. Breathing in, feel your mind gather. Breathing out, feel your distractions fade. Breathing in, you choose presence. Breathing out, you release scattering. Breathing in, you focus on peace. Breathing out, you focus on wealth. Focus is love expressed in time. When you give your time to something, you are saying, this matters to me, and wealth responds to that love, because money, like all things, follows attention. It flows where energy flows, and energy flows where focus rests. So ask softly within yourself, where shall I rest my focus? What deserves my presence? What shall I nurture? What shall I build? And as you ask, let yourself know this. You do not need many answers. You need only one clear focus, one steady path, one chosen seed. And with time, that one becomes many. That one seed becomes a tree. That one tree becomes a forest. That one forest becomes an abundance without end. Focus creates wealth because focus multiplies. Each return builds strength. Each day builds habit. Each habit builds fortune. And soon, what began as a single act becomes an entire life of prosperity. Now, repeat gently again. My focus is strong. My path is clear. I choose presence over distraction. I choose wealth over scattering. I focus, and wealth flows. These words are not rushed. They are not forced. They are soft reminders. They are calm guides. They are like waves on a quiet shore, returning again and again, never hurried, never failing. Focus does not end. It is infinite. It is a well that does not run dry, and each time you return to it, you drink from its waters. Each time you stay with it, you grow. Each time you honor it, it rewards you. And so tonight, as you drift deeper into rest, your mind may carry this truth, that wealth is not built in haste, nor in scattering, but in the quiet, the steady, the focused. Focus builds wealth, and you are focused, and your wealth is growing. Focus is a bridge. It carries you from the dream to the reality. It carries you from the vision in your heart to the wealth in your hands. Without focus, dreams stay as clouds. They drift, they scatter, they fade. But with focus, dreams take root, they anchor, they grow, they become strong, and they become visible. Picture yourself planting a seed in the earth. If you plant it and forget it, it does not grow. If you plant it and move on to another seed, and another, you may scatter a field, but no single plant will ever bloom. But if you plant one seed, and water it daily, and shield it from storms, and tend it with care, it will rise, first as a sprout, then as a stem, then as a tree, and one day, it will bear fruit. This is focus. Focus is the care of one seed. Focus is the promise of a harvest. Your wealth is like this seed. It does not need 100 hands pulling at it. It does not need constant movement. It needs patience. It needs nurture. It needs your steady attention. And when you give that attention, your wealth grows quietly, peacefully, without strain, without noise. Take a moment, close your eyes if they are not closed already, and breathe deeply. As you breathe, imagine your life as a garden. Some plants are distractions, taking your energy, draining your soil, but one plant is your true wealth. It stands there, waiting for you to notice it. It waits for your care. It waits for your love. It waits for your focus. And as you focus on it now, you feel peace. You feel simplicity. You feel the clutter falling away. And what remains is clarity. And what remains is strength. And what remains is wealth. Focus does not tire you. Focus strengthens you. Because when you focus, you are no longer pulled apart. You are whole. You are gathered. You are aligned. And alignment brings energy. Alignment brings peace. Alignment brings wealth. Consider the sun. When its light is spread across the sky, it warms the earth, it gives life, but gently. Now consider the same light, drawn together in a single beam, a magnified focus. It can burn through steel, it can cut through stone. It has power, not because it is more, but because it is focused. Your mind is the same, your wealth is the same. When scattered, it is soft. When focused, it is unstoppable. And so tonight, let this truth sink deeply into your rest, that you need not do everything. You need only do what matters. You need not chase everything. You need only stay with what is chosen. You need not build 10 houses. You need only finish one, and that one house will be a shelter. And from that one house, you can build another and another, until a village stands. But it begins with one, and one requires focus. Wealth does not reward the hurried. Wealth rewards the steady. Wealth rewards the present. Wealth rewards the focused. Repeat softly in your mind, my wealth grows because I am focused. My attention is steady and clear. I release what scatters me. I embrace what centers me. My focus builds my fortune. Each word lands gently, like a drop of water into a still pool. Each word ripples softly outward. Each word calms your mind. Each word centers your heart. Each word reminds you that you are safe, that you are building, that you are wealthy. Focus is not force. Focus is not strain. Focus is ease. Focus is presence. Focus is quiet. Attention given again and again. It does not demand perfection. It only asks for return. To return each day. To return each step. To return each breath. And in that return, wealth rises. You may imagine yourself now walking along a calm shore. The waves are gentle. They touch the sand again and again. Not rushing, not stopping. Always steady, always focused. And as they return, they shape the shore. They shape the world. Not through force, but through focus. This is how wealth builds. Not through rushing tides, but through returning waves. Through focus. And so tonight, as you drift, let yourself rest in this truth, that wealth is already growing for you, because you are focused, and you will stay focused, and your wealth will answer. Principle 4. Simplicity builds wealth. Wealth often wears a quiet face. It does not always show itself in noise or excess. True wealth, steady wealth, lasting wealth is found in simplicity. Simplicity is not emptiness. Simplicity is clarity. It is space to breathe. It is the room to see clearly. It is the gentle art of letting go of what is heavy, so that what is light may grow. Consider a river. When it flows freely, it is calm, clear, refreshing. But if to many stones, to many fallen branches, too much clutter is placed within it, the river slows, it struggles, it grows muddy, it loses its natural ease. Your life is like this river. Your wealth is like this flow. Simplicity removes the stones. Simplicity clears the path. Simplicity lets the water run again. Breathe softly now, and imagine your wealth as this flowing river. Each dollar, each choice, a drop of water moving with ease, not rushing, not stuck, but steady, clear, and alive. This is the power of simplicity. Wealth grows in simple steps. Save a little, invest a little, spend wisely, repeat gently. It does not require 10,000 strategies. It does not require endless noise. It requires a few simple truths, repeated with love, practiced with care. The oak tree is not complex. It only reaches for the sun, drinks from the rain, roots itself in the soil, and grows. Your wealth is the same. It does not require excess. It requires what is simple, done steadily. Simplicity also means peace. When you are simple in your habits, you are calm in your life. You are not torn by many choices. You are not troubled by endless wants. You know what matters, and you let go of what does not. And in this release, there is freedom. And in this freedom, wealth breathes. Whisper softly to yourself, my wealth is simple, my habits are clear, my choices are light, my life is free. Feel the ease in these words. Feel the calm they carry. Feel the truth in their simplicity. Imagine a home. It is uncluttered. It is calm. It is filled only with what is needed. The bed is soft. The air is fresh. The light is gentle. You feel safe there. You feel clear there. This home is your life in simplicity. This home is your wealth in order. This home is the gift of choosing less so that you may enjoy more. And now, see yourself at a table. On one side of the table, piles of coins, scattered, disorganized, falling in every direction. They overwhelm, they feel heavy. On the other side of the table, a single stack of coins, neat, ordered, resting quietly. The same wealth, but in one form, it is chaos. In the other, it is peace. This is the power of simplicity, not in changing the amount, but in changing the order. And order brings clarity, and clarity brings strength. Simplicity builds wealth because it removes waste. It removes confusion. It removes noise. What remains is pure. What remains is powerful. What remains is enough. And so tonight, as you let go, as you drift, you may imagine your life gently simplifying. One by one, the unnecessary falls away. One by one, the burdens lighten. One by one, what matters shines through. And what shines through is wealth. Simplicity builds wealth. Simplicity builds peace. Simplicity builds freedom. And this freedom is yours. Even now, even tonight, simplicity is choosing the clear road instead of the crowded one. It is choosing one lamp instead of 1,000 flickering candles. It is choosing one direction instead of wandering many. When wealth is simple, it is strong. When wealth is scattered, it is fragile. And so the wise builder of fortune has the art of keeping it clear. Imagine now a great garden. If you plant too many seeds in every corner of the soil, you may forget where each one lies. You may water some too much, and others too little. Your care becomes divided, and though the garden is full, it is not fruitful. But if you plant only what you can tend, if you choose only what you can nurture, your garden will thrive. Each plant will grow tall, each fruit will ripen, each harvest will be abundant. This is the wealth of simplicity. Simplicity does not mean smallness. It does not mean you must have little. It means that what you do have is clear, ordered, and chosen with care. A simple path can lead to a vast horizon. A simple plan can build a vast fortune. Simplicity is not the absence of wealth. It is the clarity that allows wealth to stay. Wealth often slips away not because it was never earned, but because it was never ordered. Spending grows complex. Investments grow tangled, wants grow louder than needs, and soon the fortune crumbles. But when life is simple, money is simple. It flows where it should. It rests where it must. It grows where it is planted. Take a slow breath and let your mind picture this simplicity. A wallet that holds only what you need. An account that grows steadily. A budget that is calm and clear. Not crowded, not confusing, just gentle order. And in this order, wealth expands. Simplicity is also a form of discipline. It is the discipline to say, I do not need more. It is the wisdom to say, this is enough. It is the strength to say, my peace is more valuable than my clutter. And so, simplicity protects wealth. It guards it from waste. It shields it from noise. It keeps it safe, like a treasure placed in a clear box. Easy to see, easy to hold, easy to protect. Now picture the sky. On some nights, it is filled with countless clouds, each moving in different directions. The stars are hidden. The light is lost. This is complexity. But on other nights, the sky is clear. The stars shine bright. The moon glows calm. And in the simplicity of the sky, beauty is revealed. So too with your wealth. When it is clear, it shines. When it is simple, it glows. Repeat gently with me. My wealth is simple. My choices are clear. My path is calm. My abundance flows. Let these words circle slowly in your mind. Not rushed, not forced. Only steady, only calm. And now imagine yourself walking. You are on a road. On one side, a marketplace. It is loud. It is crowded. It is filled with voices calling you, each one pulling you in a different direction. It feels heavy. It feels scattered. This is the road of complexity. On the other side, a quiet path. It is straight. It is lined with trees. It is calm. You hear the wind. You hear the birds. You hear your own steps. You feel your own breath. This is the road of simplicity. And you choose this road. You walk it slowly. You walk it peacefully. You walk it in trust. And with each step, your wealth grows lighter. Your wealth grows stronger. Your wealth grows real. Simplicity builds wealth, not by rushing, not by chasing, but by clearing, by choosing, by breathing. And this truth rests within you tonight. Simplicity is choosing the clear road instead of the crowded one. It is choosing one lamp instead of 1,000 flickering candles. It is choosing one direction instead of wandering many. When wealth is simple, it is strong. When wealth is scattered, it is fragile. And so the wise builder of fortune has for the art of keeping it clear. Imagine now a great garden. If you plant too many seeds in every corner of the soil, you may forget where each one lies. You may water some too much and others too little. Your care becomes divided, and though the garden is full, it is not fruitful. But if you plant only what you can tend, if you choose only what you can nurture, your garden will thrive. Each plant will grow tall. Each fruit will ripen. Each harvest will be abundant. This is the wealth of simplicity. Simplicity does not mean smallness. It does not mean you must have little. It means that what you do have is clear, ordered, and chosen with care. A simple path can lead to a vast horizon. A simple plan can build a vast fortune. Simplicity is not the absence of wealth. It is the clarity that allows wealth to stay. Wealth often slips away not because it was never earned, but because it was never ordered. Spending grows complex. Investments grow tangled. Wants grow louder than needs, and soon the fortune crumbles. But when life is simple, money is simple. It flows where it should. It rests where it must. It grows where it is planted. Take a slow breath and let your mind picture this simplicity. A wallet that holds only what you need. An account that grows steadily. A budget that is calm and clear. Not crowded, not confusing, just gentle order. And in this order, wealth expands. Simplicity is also a form of discipline. It is the discipline to say, I do not need more. It is the wisdom to say, this is enough. It is the strength to say, my peace is more valuable than my clutter. And so, simplicity protects wealth. It guards it from waste. It shields it from noise. It keeps it safe, like a treasure placed in a clear box. Easy to see, easy to hold, easy to protect. Now picture the sky. On some nights, it is filled with countless clouds, each moving in different directions. The stars are hidden, the light is lost. This is complexity. But on other nights, the sky is clear, the stars shine bright, the moon glows calm, and in the simplicity of the sky, beauty is revealed. So too with your wealth. When it is clear, it shines. When it is simple, it glows. Repeat gently with me. My wealth is simple. My choices are clear. My path is calm. My abundance flows. Let these words circle slowly in your mind. Not rushed, not forced. Only steady, only calm. And now imagine yourself walking. You are on a road. On one side, a marketplace. It is loud. It is crowded. It is filled with voices calling you, each one pulling you in a different direction. It feels heavy. It feels scattered. This is the road of complexity. On the other side, a quiet path. It is straight. It is lined with trees. It is calm. You hear the wind. You hear the birds. You hear your own steps. You feel your own breath. This is the road of simplicity. And you choose this road. You walk it slowly. You walk it peacefully. You walk it in trust. And with each step, your wealth grows lighter. Your wealth grows stronger. Your wealth grows real. Simplicity builds wealth, not by rushing, not by chasing, but by clearing, by choosing, by breathing. And this truth rests within you tonight. Simplicity builds wealth. Let these words flow quietly through your mind. Simplicity builds wealth. In a world full of noise, of endless choices, of complicated paths, true wealth grows in simplicity. The simple habit of saving, the simple act of living within means, the simple joy of appreciating what is already here. Wealth does not always need to be complex. It does not always require rushing, or chasing, or grasping. Often, it grows best in lives uncluttered, lives with space, and calm, and clarity. Imagine a room, clean, uncluttered, open, everything in its place, nothing extra, nothing heavy, just space. And in that space, you can breathe, you can rest, you can think clearly. This is what simplicity feels like. This is how simplicity builds wealth. When life is simple, money is clear, decisions are easier, energy flows where it matters. The noise fades, the calm remains. As you breathe in, welcome the ease of simplicity. As you breathe out, release the clutter, release the heaviness, release what no longer serves you. Simplicity builds wealth because it frees you, frees your time, frees your mind, frees your resources. With fewer distractions, you see what truly matters. With fewer complications, your path becomes gentle, direct, peaceful. Whisper softly inside, I choose simplicity. My wealth is simple. And with simplicity, I grow. Imagine yourself sitting by a quiet stream. The water flows easily, without obstruction, without force, clear, calm, continuous. That is simplicity. That is wealth. And as you rest now, know that your life can hold this ease. Know that your wealth can grow in this calm. Know that simplicity will guide you gently forward. Simplicity builds wealth, always. And it builds peace within you too. You have walked tonight through timeless truths. Not hurried, not forced, but softly, gently, like drifting on a calm river. Patience builds wealth. Consistency builds wealth. Focus builds wealth. Simplicity builds wealth. Each one a seed. Each one planted in the quiet soil of your mind. Each one ready to grow. In its time, in its way. You do not need to remember every word. The wisdom is already within you. It will rest there, quietly, gently, unfolding even as you sleep. Now, allow yourself to let go. Allow sleep to come gently. Allow rest to carry you through the night. You are safe. You are calm. You are abundant. Infinite wealth surrounds you. Infinite wealth flows within you. Infinite wealth rests in you now. Good night, dear one. Rest deeply. Rest peacefully. Rest in infinite wealth.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.